At the beginning of the game, with a 2-1-1 formation, player 3 moves on a diagonal to the right side of the court as a pass option. Simultaneously, player number 4 retreats to take his position, while number 5 breaks open to receive the ball on the left side. As player number 5 receives the ball from the goalie, number 4 moves to the center of the court to receive the ball and passes it to number 3. Player number 3, with possession of the ball, advances and passes it to player number 5, who has made his way to the far post and shoots on goal. Starting the match with a 2-2 formation, player number 4 gets open and goes to the center of the court to receive a short throw from the goalie. Upon reception of the ball, player number 2 gets open to receive a pass. At this moment, player number 3 moves into the space left open by number 4 and the player covering him, moving quickly along the sideline to receive a pass from number 2 in the open. Number 2, upon receiving the ball, advances towards the goal with the option of shooting or passing to player number 5, who has made his way to the far post. Starting with a 2-1-1 formation, the center is positioned on the left side of the court. He moves to block defender number 5. Player number 5 approaches, uncovered, to the center of the court to receive the ball from the goalie. As the ball leaves the goalie's hands in the direction of player number 5, number 3 immediately moves diagonally to center court to receive a pass from number 5. Player number 5 also has the option to shoot or pass the ball to player number 4, who advances on the left side. Starting the match with a 2-1-1 formation, positioned in the front part of the court. Simultaneously, player number 2 moves diagonally deep into the court on the right side. Player number 4 moves in the direction of the player defending player number 3, and player number 5 takes the position of number 4. The goalie throws the ball to player number 5. At this moment, player number 3, whose defender has been blocked by number 4, moves towards number 5 to receive a 1-2 pass. As soon as player number 5 receives the return pass, he immediately passes it to player number 2 at the far post. Starting the game with a 2-2 formation, player number 2 breaks away from his defender and receives a short throw from the goalie. Simultaneously, player number 4 goes deep diagonally on the left side of the court. Player number 5 gets open and moves towards number 2 to receive the ball. However, player number 5, as he approaches number 2, seeing that he is closely defended, makes a quick change in direction and moves to receive the ball from number 2, who is running alongside him. As he receives the ball and goes forward with it, player number 5 passes the ball to number 4 at the far post to shoot. Starting the match with a 2-1-1 formation, player number 2 moves diagonally to the left side of the defensive half court. Simultaneously, player number 4 takes the position of number 2, and number 5 moves to the right side of the court. When the goalie makes the short throw to player number 4, number 3 moves to the middle of the goal area, and number 2 takes the position of number 3. Player number 3 moves towards number 4 and makes a quick change in direction, moving to the left side of the court with his back to the defender covering him, and receives a pass from number 4 in the open. Number 3 then passes the ball to number 5 at the far post. Starting the match with a 2-1-1 formation, with the center positioned at the left of the court. Player number 4 gets open and moves to the middle of the court where he receives a short throw from the goalie and makes a quick pass to player number 2 to the right side of the court. As number 2 receives the ball, number 5 makes the same forward movement as number 4. However, player number 2, seeing the movement of player number 5, makes a strong pass, which number 5 screens and lets go to number 3, who has quickly moved down the sideline to receive the pass in stride. Simultaneously, player number 4 goes to the far post, where he receives the ball from player number 3 and shoots. Starting the match with a 3-1 formation. At the same time as the goalie makes a short throw to player number 3, number 2 moves to the left to block the player defending number 4. When number 3 receives the ball, number 4 moves towards him to receive a pass. Number 5 moves to receive the ball from number 4, who moves to receive a back pass from number 5. Number 4 then passes the ball deep to number 2 at the far post. Starting the match with a 3-1 formation, however, with the center positioned at the center circle. Player number 3 moves to block the player defending number 5 and allows player number 5 to move in the direction of his goalie to receive a short throw. Player number 5 receives the ball, facing number 2, fakes the pass to him, and makes a stop pass with the sole of his foot for number 4, who moves onto the ball and passes it to an open player number 2, who moves with speed along the right sideline and shoots. Starting with a 4-0 formation at the goal area line. Player number 5 moves along the left sideline to mid-court, while number 2 moves on the left side to the left of the goal area. Player number 5 spins, getting open, turning back to receive the throw from his goalie, and number 3 moves to the right, taking the player defending him. When the ball arrives from number 5, number 4 moves toward him to receive the pass. Player number 4, upon receiving the ball, makes a quick pass to player number 2, who then moves deep on the left sideline. Player number 3 runs deep on the right. Number 2 receives the ball and passes it to number 3 at the far post. starting the match with a 4-0 formation at the goal area line. Player number 5 moves diagonally to the left side of the defensive half court, as number 3 moves to the right side of the goal area. The goalie makes a short throw to player number 3, and simultaneously, number 2 makes a short step forward to make some room between him and the goal area for player number 4 to run through. Player number 4 moves with speed in the direction of number 3 and makes a 1-2 pass with him. Number 3 receives the return pass in front and passes it to number 5 at the far post. Starting the match with a 3-1 formation. This is somewhat unconventional, with player number 2 on the left side of the goal area and number 4 on the right side of the goal area. Number 3 is a bit to the right of number 2, but slightly up court. Number 5 is on the left side, at the mid-court level, taking advantage of a little gap between the goal area line and the positioning of number 3. Number 2 moves to receive the ball from the goalie in front of his area. Player number 2 then passes to number 4, who moves to the right side of the defensive half court. Player number 3 switches positions with number 5. Player number 4 receives the ball and passes it to number 5, who passes it to number 2. Number 2 approaches to make a quick pass into the open for number 3 to shoot on goal. Starting the match with a 3-1 formation, with player number 2 on the left side of the goal area and number 4 on the right side. Number 3 is a bit to the right of number 2, but slightly up court. And number 5 is by his side at the half-court line. Taking advantage of the open space between the goal area line and the positioning of number 3, number 2 moves to receive a short throw from the goalie in front of his area. Player number 2, after advancing with the ball, makes a back pass with the sole of his foot for number 3, who moves on to the pass. Player number 2 moves quickly to the center of the court and makes a quick change in direction, creating space to the side to receive a pass from number 3. After receiving the ball, player number 2 passes the ball to number 5 at the far post.
Kickoffs, either at the beginning of the first or second half or after a goal is scored, have not been considered as viable goal-scoring opportunities by most teams. Only in small courts have some teams used direct shots on goal as a means of direct offensive attack from this situation. However, elaborate set plays for this situation can result in possibly surprising the opposing team and bring psychological benefits to the attacking team, such as destabilizing the opponent that is not expecting an offensive play in this situation, especially at that moment of the match. We will present examples of set plays that can be used effectively for kickoffs.
The 4 players are in a line. Number 2 and number 3 are at the center circle. Number 5 is open on the right, and number 4 is open on the left. Player number 3 passes the ball to number 2 and moves to the left side, going deep into the opposing half. Number 2 passes the ball to number 4 and also moves to the left side, going deep into the opposing side. As player number 4 receives the ball, number 5 moves rapidly to the right, deep into the opposing half court. At this moment, player number 4 passes the ball to the goalie, who moves up to meet the ball. Upon reception, the goalie advances with the ball and shoots. As the goalie moves forward, player number 4 retreats to the half court to create and maintain a defensive balance. The 4 players are in a line. Number 2 and number 3 are at the center circle. Number 5 is open on the right, and number 4 is open on the left. Player number 3 passes the ball to number 2. At this moment, player number 5 goes on a deep diagonal run into the left side of the court. When player number 2 receives the ball, number 3 moves quickly behind him and gets an open pass, which he receives on the right. Player number 3 immediately makes a quick pass to number 5 at the far post, who shoots on goal. The 4 players are in a line. Number 2 and number 3 are at the center circle. Number 5 is open on the right, and number 4 is open on the left. Player number 2 passes the ball to number 3 and goes to the left, deep into the opposing side. Player number 3 passes the ball to number 4, who simultaneously moves also to the left side, midway down the opposing half. Player number 4, after receiving the ball, waits for player number 3 to be in place and makes a side pass to him. He makes a screen, letting the ball go to number 2. Player number 2 receives and makes a quick pass to number 3, who shoots on goal. Players number 2 and 3 are at the center circle. Player number 5 is open on the right, and number 4 is outside the center circle. After the whistle, player number 4 moves quickly with the objective of shooting directly on goal. At this moment, player number 3 moves sideways to his left without crossing into the opposing half. As soon as player number 4 is close to the ball and fakes the shot, number 2 passes the ball in front of number 3. At this moment, player number 5 moves into the opposing side's half court, going deep to the far post to receive a pass. Player number 3, upon receiving the ball, moves forward and passes it to number 5, who shoots. Players number 2 and 3 are at the center circle. Player number 5 is open on the right side. Player number 4 is back between numbers 2 and 5. Player number 2 passes the ball to number 3, who moves towards the penalty spot. Number 3 quickly passes the ball to player number 5, who in turn passes to number 4. Number 4 receives the ball and passes it to number 2, who moves to meet the ball. Player number 4 quickly moves into an attacking position where he receives the ball and shoots. Players number 2 and 3 are at the center circle. Player number 5 is open on the right, and player number 4 is outside the center circle. Player number 2 passes the ball to number 3 and goes to the left, deep into the opposing side. Number 3 passes to number 4 and then also moves deep into the opposing half on the left side. Simultaneously, player number 4 passes the ball to number 5, who moves to the left side of the court. As player number 4 passes the ball to number 5, player number 3 blocks the player defending number 2, opening a space in the middle, allowing him to receive a pass from number 5 and play a 1-2 with him. Player number 5, upon receiving the return pass, has 2 pass options: pass back to player number 2, or if he is covered, pass to player number 3, who is at the far post ready to shoot and finish the play. Players number 2 and 3 are at the center circle. Player number 4 is open on the left side, and number 5 is behind numbers 3 and 4. The goalie, number 1, is slightly in front of the penalty spot. Player number 3 passes the ball to number 2 and then moves deep into the opposing half on the left side. Player number 2 passes to number 4 and then moves deep into the opposing half on the right side. Player number 4 passes to number 5, who makes a step forward and passes the ball to the goalie, who moves to the right side of the court. As player number 5 retreats to the center court to create defensive balance, the goalie advances with the ball and passes to number 2, who passes to number 3, who moves to meet the ball and shoots.